Top-up time, Saturday morning, last day of Randwick. G'day, Glenn.
G'day, Mark. We're live on Scratchings. Perfect day. Great day's racing.
Hard not to be excited, and I've just run through some of the Sydney horses going out wide to Brisbane and Melbourne, which obviously there's going to be a few of those leaving the carnival to see what they can pillage somewhere else. So that might be something to keep an eye on. We've got a very good pearl that I'll mention in a minute, sent to me by one of our keen ranters in the chat room. You'll be interested in this one. So no water on the track yesterday. As I mentioned on the show yesterday, I think that the water they put on Thursday was a bit of a throw off for last week, a bit of cover to say, look, we do this all the time. Anyway, we might talk about more of that on Monday if it's relevant. Race 1 we kick off with is a highway, so we're back in the highways. And money for the horse that we were a bit pooey on yesterday, A Head Start, which is not reflected in the Betfair there because it's into $5 fixed, but you can get whatever
That's
you could
with
get
the
yesterday.
corporates. Is that with the corporates?
Yeah.
These Massara horses raced well again yesterday up at Tamworth. Gee, they're running through the line. He's got number 12, the favourite there. They're really overperforming Massara at the moment. Because he used to be like a bit of a trainer you'd brush a bit, but...
Of course. And the other thing Gord mentioned, Gord was looking for some franking of the country championship form. Well, High Court tailed the field, well, for most of the way in the country championship, came out and won the Tamworth Cup yesterday.
Yeah, unbelievable effort, G. Buckley. Great ride. And, yeah. Is G.
He's
Buckley
your new boyfriend?
Is he the same G. Buckley that used to ride in New South Wales 10 years ago?
I think they might need a steward swab there. So Mr. Wong, which is a horse of interest for Gord, a very good fresh horse, surprisingly went to 2,000 last preparations, resuming from a bit of a spell. It's had a tie forward operation, which is the same operation that Intolerance just had. So
okay, that'd be interesting to watch that.
Positive expectation for that. It is 21 into 14 fixed.
Yeah. The stablemate one yesterday, the same name. What's it called? Little Wong.
Yeah, Baby Wong.
Baby Wong.
Off no trial, but it was coming off the Magic Millions.
It's that 3 deep throughout and got the job done though. So are they related anyway or just their names? I'm not sure.
Same connections. I haven't checked whether they're...
Yeah, I haven't checked whether they're... Yeah.
All right, well, that's the highway, which I'm sure we'll be keen to get through. Race 2, Kiku has firmed fixed odds. Fair bit of trading there, 3,500 matched in the high twos. It is into 235 fixed. And All Hallows Eve is another run that's trimmed up fixed odds wise.
Been his biggest support of this whole preparation, Kiku, and I've been tipping it and backing it and tipping it and backing it, but that seems short odds today, Mark.
Look, I have marked 6-4 or 250. So, I've perhaps been on the wrong side of Kiku all the way in. So it's one of those situations, Glenn, where you're ahead of the curve and I'm behind the curve, and
only with this horse. But I still think it's a race.
Oh, look at that! Look, I'm all over those two roughies down the bottom, 7 and 8 at monster odds. Because it's a weird race. It's unusual a weird race to see that Kiku coming back from the mile of the Carbine Club, and I was pouring cold water on the lead up, which is the 1,200 meter bunched finish that Matchmaker won. All right, race 3 is another trick shot with 2 runners coming up from the Derby. High Supremacy, as forecast in yesterday's show, is the horse of interest, 340 into 310 fixed. It's also had nearly as many matchings as the top one at a bit longer price, so that represents more matching, really, given the differential in price there. But Lions Raw on its way, well and truly out into black odds now, and we'll see where it gets to. And gee, it is kiss your ass, the bar 3, isn't it?
Absolutely. I'm still super keen on 3, and I'm not surprised the money came for it. Number one feels a bit busted up to me.
It's funny, isn't it? It's done nothing wrong, has it? It's done not a thing wrong, but it just got that feel of, as Gord says, second thought, afterthought. Obviously, the target was the Derby. What are you doing back here? I wanted to make a case for Real Peace, who, of course, ran a placing in the Bondi and then was in the market in the Spring Stakes. It came back from a spell at Warwick Farm, and then it showed speed in the Kiku race at Kenzo midweek. And then it went 1,400 to 2,000 and just got the job done. I realised that was back at Hawkesbury where its maiden win was, but just seems like a horse that's got something to offer here.
As you were talking, someone took that 90s. It was there. It was like, you've got a bug too.
Oh,
certainly a place chance for sure, real piece. At good odds.
Yeah, the older horse's 2,000 metre race, and Zaki is out the door here, or out the gate. You know, from a $2.40 situation yesterday, it's well and truly into the $3 range. Fair bit matched. Entente had some friends there on the fair by the looks of things, and Zayrek is firm, fixed odds wise. 11 to 10, and money for Cariff at longer odds.
Wow.
41 into 23 fixed. Nothing.
I looked at the RaceNet bookies tips, big bookies tips yesterday, and quite a few had tipped Entente and best bet of the day, but I don't know. If you run a bookie joint and you tip something's your best bet of the day, is because you want to get some money out of it?
It is an odd, it's one of those.
Odd horse to have best bet. And why do you ask bookies for the best bet?
I know, it is a funny thing, isn't it? Well,
it's like it'd be like RacingRant. You doing your sets and I'm doing the Mounting Yard Mail. Let's set up a corporate on the side and take bets off everybody. How would that work? That's a funny look.
But it's just the way it has always been. You know, people that know Robbie will get out there today and go, well, what do you like, Robbie? You know,
yeah,
he's standing up there on the stand.
Yeah.
You know, we're
fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And toes crossed. Well, hey, here's the pearl, Glenn. Adam from Coogee, very good man. He said that the actress that played Polly Gray in Peaky Blinders, I don't know if you've seen that series, but
I haven't. No, very good series. I heard about it.
Yeah. So Helen McCrory played Polly Gray, and she died a week ago of cancer at 53. She was married to Damien Lewis, who is an outstanding actor in Billions, Homeland, Wolf Hall, Band of Brothers. So yeah, the dead actor, the dead actor. What about that?
Wow, because we do follow the Dead Connections on the show. If anyone gets our show, that they do seem to have a good record. But wow, Polly Gray died a week ago. She's the actress. Got a genuine chance.
Way over the odds, in my opinion. But an interesting race, because we get to see this mystery horse Zaki off the Doncaster, and Gord's all over it. It's not, doesn't fit the sort of thing I'm looking for.
Me neither. Gord just says will win. So
yeah, he goes, oh well, that's a monstrous run in a top draw race.
These are walkers. I get his narrative, but it doesn't fit with with my thought pattern either.
Well, our experience over a long period in racing is, you look at this race and that's not the sort of horse you're looking for.
The hype stable too.
Yeah, but I mean, it is interesting. But Gord represents every man. But I mean, he does a diligent job in looking at the form. He's very interested in horses with with good form.
Yep.
Whereas
he sticks hard to clarity and says that'll win. That's the end of it. We never think like that.
No, we're bitter and twisted, aren't we?
Yeah. We climb a willow tree, hang upside down, look at the form from up 20 feet in the air, and still can't work out what we're doing.
All right, look at this little beauty, which promises to be 9 to 2 the field at least.
That's a better market.
Yeah.
330, 11 was ridiculous.
Well, Victorium's out the gate as well, and money for Splintex, 6.5 into 6 fixed odds. But the two blue colours, Roe-Heron and Deprive, have had more support, not so much Rainier. So Roe-Heron 7.5 into 5.5. Deprive, which is Gord's all over here and made a very, very good case on the show yesterday, $10 into 7.50.
That's the value of the show yesterday, guys, because Gord's narrative was awesome, and it's still plenty of $10, and bang, there it is. I suppose you got to try and get on before Gord. It's
funny, Splintex strikes a race that you're desperate to say he's going to run well, because he's just been so badly. Well, he's just been so unlucky with the races he's run in and the positions he's found himself in. The trouble is that it's been 12 months since he has actually been anywhere near the finish.
He's the horse I was originally super keen on. I graved myself up a bit overnight with the race.
That's because of the colours. You're looking at the colours there, Glenn. Black and grey.
Exactly. No, I'm just all over deprived with Gord's narrative, and
yeah, Spleen
I was potting 11-11 yesterday because it was 3:30. If it gets to 5:50 or something, I could certainly have the same bank out.
Yeah, it's just such an unusual horse. 11-11. It has got no Sydney Metropolitan form. I mean, it won a feature race at a night meeting at Canterbury, which I don't know if that counts. You used to sort of horses with Randwick and Rosehill form, sort of being the feature. All right. First of the two Group 1s is about a Group 10. Here, this mile race for 2-year-olds, and Gin Martini, which was strongly previewed on the show yesterday, $12 into 8 fixed, and a bit of interest there. The favourites, two at the top are sort of in their place. Converge hasn't moved a lot. Port Louis has had some very good support, 26 into 11, sorry. And it's one of those, it did pique my interest when I saw it in the race. It wasn't suited on the inside there at Canterbury, even though you had to be on the inside. It was just, it couldn't build any momentum. It's Mar and Eustace. It was an eye catcher at its first start. It's just got that sort of left field smell about it.
Yep.
More because of the connections, they're just such.
And the connections are strong. Races. The Mar and Eustace are go-to at the moment everywhere, both states.
Anyway, I think that I think that race is up for grabs because the two that placed in the size produce were a bit flattered by the race shape on that occasion. Having said that, it's difficult to get excited about the others. Small interest from me, and I've been there just because it's got very DF. Race, that's a matchup. Converge v Gin Martini, who raced together in Rosehill. All right, so Colding's had some support here in the all-aged, and Masked Crusader on the drift. And look, 20s. That's a horse that's sparked a lot of betting interest. Masked Crusader, 20,000 matched at this stage.
Geez, look at that! Wow, that says more about the layers than the backers, I think.
Well, they're keen to lay. I mean,
they're keen to lay.
But I mean, they're there to stand up. They're saying, I want to oppose this horse.
Yeah.
And
a real line of thought out there that this horse is not at its best at 1,400, especially with the unsympathetic draw.
Question to be asked. There are, look, I'm in the Masked Crusader camp, despite the map, despite the 1,400. You could also make the case that he was suited by the track condition 2 weeks ago, which will be a fair bit different from today. That was towards heavy. This is towards firm. But as I said, Colding the only sort of firmer in the marketplace, so 10 into 750. Tagaloa
seems to be like that's its odds there. 11.5, 12.
Yeah, look, normally you'd be looking for a 3-year-old in this race, but the 3-year-olds have been particularly terrible this season. So
I can see myself this afternoon having 5,300 at the last start Doncaster winner this afternoon, thinking I don't even want to be on this horse, and how's it $17?
That's Cascadian. You mentioned that's he's down in Gate 1 there for Jamie Carr again. Is she doing interviews this week, Glenn?
Who cares?
It's exactly. All right, well, that is a fascinating race, and I think they've really turned that into an interesting race each year, the all-aged. The penultimate, again, over 1,400, although we've got Colding v Sabatiano there at the moment. All right, so Nudge, yet to get a Waller change of tactics there, but I presume we'll get one, saying Nudge will be ridden more positively from the low draw. Star Spangled Rodeo accompanies it at the head of the betting. There's been no real action. Batiga's obviously found its spot there. Faistos, thereabouts, second in this race last year, as I mentioned. Gord's horse Royal Celebration, well out in the market there.
Yep.
Seems over the odds. And a mystery horse, Arapaho. Yeah. In the so those colours, Glenn, didn't we see them on Neesham's horse earlier?
Yep. They're exactly that. They're the same colours.
All right, interesting race.
Still pretty keen on Batiga there. I think it's a better date.
He's a tradesman, Batiga.
He'll do a good job.
It's a suitable race. He sort of was unlucky in this style of race behind Creaderis back in the spring when Nash sort of got handled up the inside there. Couldn't get out for a while under the big weight. All right. Patton will obviously determine some betting in that race, and we'll know what's doing with the track by second last. And come to the exciting last race where more profits elected to run today, which I'm excited about. Lost and Running is $3.60 into $3.10. And accompanying it at the head of the betting there is Selena Dreaming. Not a huge amount of activity just yet, but an exciting betting heat with 2, 12 and throw in 15, and you've got one returning well. And then you'll have horses that are this level, like True Detective and Seagulass, and it's a real step a last start Saturday winner, but resuming without a trial.
Baker had Flat Heaven in tomorrow. He's kept it in this race.
Yep. And Lucicella's opted for this race as well, as Epic Dan. I'm surprised they've all hung in there given the depth of this race.
Racing on Saturday, there's nothing like it, Mark.
There is. It is a great day. We're also racing at Kimbler and Queanbeyan and Coonabarabran. So there's plenty to get your head around. Doomben today, our man's off for the weekend. So there's no mounting yard mail for Doomben today. But there will be mounting yard mail coming direct to you from Randwick, and Glenn's going to get his bag of fruit on
both days. And I'll be there tomorrow too, which will be great. So nothing better than going to the races on Sunday. And nothing better than going to the race on Monday, and nothing better than Tuesday and Wednesday. Every day's a race day.
Isn't it fantastic? All right, don't forget Dave Dwyer. If you're a ranter, you can get on to Win 5 with Dave on the Randwick and Kembla meetings today from 1 hour before the first. You've just got to let him know you're a ranter, and you can get on at his price to win 5,000. So
good service. Great man, Dave. Get involved with Dave, and he'll take care of your subs for, what is it, 4 weeks, Mark?
Yep, he'll pay 4 weeks. He'll give you a rebate of 4 weeks rant subscription if you've not previously opened an account with him. So just chuck a monkey in there, and you'll get up to 132 back. Of course, the subscriptions are gold and silver. $29 a week for goldies and $9 a week for silveries, and you'd be mad not to be part of it because you.
And $4.29 is 136, not 132.
Thanks, Glenn. I knew you'd catch me up. Yes, so you'd be mad not to check us out because the first 2 weeks are free. And you get 5 shows a week, assessments from me on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and tomorrow, as it turns out, Sunday. Mounting yard mail on those Wednesdays and Saturdays and tomorrow. And access to the chat room and real
access to our community.
Yeah. There are some very, very clever brains in there.
Lots of smarter blokes than us.
Always thinking, always looking for an earn. So you'd be well advised if you've not tried us to get on board. We hope to see you soon. I hope you've enjoyed this top-up show. For Ranters, we'll be back on Monday to have a look at the weekend, but we've got to get through today and tomorrow first.
See you guys.